With over 500,000 trees and shrubs already planted and growing, it's easy to forget you are in the city. We don't just say, we do. It's the Stain City way.
Hello and welcome to Real Talk with Anele, coming to you live on SABC3. So it's Friday night and you get into the weekend. To get you into the weekend, rather, we want to talk music, we want to talk fashion trends, we want to talk wardrobes must-have, new looks that are coming into the season. Fashion stylist and designer Yasmin Furmie is in the building. But wait. Hear the name Freshly Ground, and all you think about are hundreds and thousands of adoring fans singing along. Formed in the early 2002, the band has released 7 albums, won numerous summers, and done sold-out tours in South Africa, Europe, China. Yeah, sold out in China. Do you know how many people are in China? USA is in that list, as well as Canada. In just over 16 years in the industry, the band has gone through many changes, with lead singer Zolani Mahola going through her own metamorphosis. She's now a wife, a mother, and has come full circle with her first love when she made her theater debut in the musical Calling Me Home. But we will always remember and love her for teaching us that even you have fat thighs, flabby arms, a pot belly still kiss good loving. Zolani, welcome!
Hi, Anele.
Do you know that you just put people in a good mood?
Well, I think you have the same gift.
Really?
Totally.
I see
No,
you.
we just hear your voice.
Okay.
And we're just like in. We're like, okay, we're golden.
Everything's gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Then I should be a pilot, because that's what pilots do.
But you are a pilot in a way.
Oh, tell me more.
Yeah, you're a pilot. I mean, we listen to you in the morning. You're like steering the day. We listen to you in the afternoon.
And I'm landing the day.
Hey, girl.
Beef or chicken, madam? Beef or chicken? And listen, are you allowed to have a bad day?
Working.
And how do you go about it? Do you just stay at home? Because I've seen you numerous times. And I can never say, oh, Zolani was having a bad day. You are just consistently consistent.
I think it's a very good point that you're making.
Yeah.
Because on the one end, you don't want to necessarily present that. You know, those people who you ask, how are you? And they're like, I'm always good. I'm always good.
No.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Yeah, no.
So I don't want to be, and people often say to me like, oh, you're always happy, you're always such a good mood.
Yeah.
And it's not true. It makes me feel kind of funny in a way, because I don't want to represent that. I don't actually really want to like only show people that, but because of the nature of the industry or whatever, I do tend to do that. But I'm gonna start showing those bad days. Are you guys ready?
No,
Having
don't
a bad day.
No, don't do
bad
that.
Day.
No, but also because you are at the forefront of a very big band, you pretty much set the tone for them, I think. So there's a lot of weight on your shoulders. Maybe that's why you're short. Because there's like this weight on you all the time. And
don't reveal my secrets. They don't know I'm short.
Don't people know you're short? We were just talking off air. She wears a size 1.
Hey, Anele.
Her shoe, guys, let it sink in. 37-year-old mother of 2, size 1. She has her shoes made.
I do.
So what do they do? They come to the house and they measure your feet?
Actually, yes. So I stand on a piece of paper, and I put my foot on it, and then she just comes, draws around it. She takes it away. By now, she's got 1 piece of paper.
Oh my word! when you were pregnant, because you go through like the changes. Your feet get bigger, your nose get bigger. Did your feet not get a size bigger? Because I was a size 8 when I was pregnant. I'm a 9 now.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's because you're tall, man. Because you're tall.
I can't find shoes, babe. I wear ski pads.
I'm a banana.
I want to talk about this full circle that you've done.
Yeah.
We met you in Chacha, ne?
That's right.
Which had Sisa and all of that. And now you've come full circle and you're in theater and you're acting again. What was different? Did you feel that you were better at it because of everything you've done?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, it was my first love. It was the thing that I thought I was going to do with my entire life.
Yeah.
And this music thing just happened completely by accident. Like, completely by accident. Do you know the story of how I got into music?
No. You're going to tell us?
I'm going to tell you. Just you guys. So I was studying at UCT. I was studying theatre and performance, and I had to be singing in the role that I was in.
Yeah.
And the guy who started Freshly Ground, he happened to see me singing in this play, and he invited me to come and see their band, and I went to their band in OBS, and he called me up onto the stage. He said, just come and improvise something, and I did, and then I started going to rehearsals. That was the beginning of Freshly Ground.
So you were already studying the theatre side of things?
I was studying theatre. That was like my life's plan. Yabo?
But when you were on stage as Freshly Ground, this is why you would perform with even your follicles, right? And your nails, everything was in it. Would you say that was the theatre background coming through?
Definitely. And the storytelling thing, that is my thing. That's whether it's poetry, whether it's the writing in the songs, whether it's the lyrics. I love telling a story. Love it.
And how often do you go back to your macro days when you're working at Macro? And she used to work at Macro.
I did.
What did you do at Macro?
I was very bad at my main job, at my first job that I did there, which I was at Switchboard.
Okay.
So when you phoned, I would be like one of those ones with that thing, and I go like, Macro, hello, where can I put you through? And I would never remember the extensions. And so I would be that irritating person who would like put you through to somewhere that.
And then I'd come back and be like, no, sissy, I said hardware, and then not toiletries.
And drop the phone.
Okay, and then do they move you when they realize you were better?
Then I was moved, and I was like front of house, so like, people come in and I would make your macro card, like sort of a receptionist, kind of customer liaison officer. But you know what else was at Macro?
Who?
Unati.
Umsangano,
Yes.
Supposed to someone.
Nyan.
What was she?
I won't reveal my sister's sources. you can ask her, but we were there at the same time.
I have a feeling she was the one by the biltong. There's always some guy with a microphone talking about how good the biltong is. I'm just like, okay, guys. Apparently, you have a fear of not having money.
Hi.
That losing your money, not being able to take care of your people.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, it's not like a serious fear. I think it's like quite a natural fear, particularly when you. And I don't know about you, but like I remember, growing up. I mean, people like look at me and they're like, I speak in this certain way, and like, I'm on whatever TV, all that stuff, and you assume, but a person's life has like gone like totally smoothly, So there were patches in my life where I hope I'm not revealing my family secrets here. Where it was very tough. It was very tough. Where we maybe didn't have like food, enough food to eat like at the end of the day, and that's. Unfortunately, the experience of so many South Africans. So that is somewhere in the back of my mind, There is somewhere like I would hate to go back there, particularly now when I've got kids.
Yeah, I was about to say to you, because when you said to me, I don't know if you'd agree with me, I totally agree with you. My fear is not providing the same life for my child and children that my parents have, because, there was always a bare minimum. So we weren't balling, we weren't wealthy, but there was always a bare minimum that I could see they were scraping to get at times. And that's my fear, is that, I can never take my child lower than what my parents fought so hard to maintain. So I see you.
Yeah, girl.
I totally hear you.
Yeah.
Listen, you are, of course, invited to be part of the show. You can see we're having ourselves a good old time out here. Drop us a WhatsApp voice note about your Freshly Ground memories. What do you want to say to Zolani? Where were you when you first experienced the group, and what are your favorite Freshly Ground tracks? We want to know all of that. We'll be back after the break.
Nice.
Yeah, I hear
They
you.
said you had to fake it to be somebody. I know they told you you would never make it, but I know you won't sit down and take it. No, you won't sit down and take it, 'cause you grab that mold and have to break it. Oh, black girls be like, oh, we just wanna rock. Black girls be like, oh, this thing. Black girls be like, oh, we don't wanna stop, 'cause we made this thing.
You're live on Real Talk on SABC3. Today we are sharing the stage with the lead singer from Freshly Ground, Zolani Mahola. Did you keep your surname? Obviously you've kept your surname.
Nakanjani.
Okay.
As they say in the classics.
Nakanjani.
Nakanjani.
Was
Yes.
that in a bid to maintain privacy in your life after you get married, or was it a stage thing?
So here's what we did. Officially, I have a double barrel surname.
Okay.
And my husband, when we got married, the agreement was that he would also take my surname, and we would all have the same surname. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting.
I think we should call Malusi Kikaba and ask for a fast track that Home Affairs with just an extra surname.
I think that's what scared him, because it takes so long for a man to change his surname.
Really?
It takes a year. It actually takes a year. So I think that's what put him off.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And why did people think you guys eloped?
We kind of did.
What kind of did?
Yeah, we kind of did. So when I was pregnant with Uzazi, who's our oldest, whose birthday is on the 8th of August.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Our kids share star sign.
They share a star sign. I was heavily pregnant. We went away. A friend of ours married us in Natal, in like this little chapel. It's like 2 or 3 witnesses. Yeah, we sort of eloped.
Yeah, that was very small.
Teeny.
I mean, there's more people in the studio.
Hi, guys. Yeah. So we did kind of elope.
You did kind of. And how's married life?
It's good. I mean, my husband and I, we have been together since we were both at varsity.
Oh, wow.
So
you were dating all through this whole time?
Yeah, when I started getting famous, we were together.
Oh, wow.
Even like when Uchacha started, like when people started recognizing me on the street from as Boniswa.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys were together?
We went through that whole thing.
And how does being a mom and a wife inform, this new era of Freshly Ground music?
Good question. I think because, I think for me as an artist,
Yeah.
everything that I experience in some way or another is going to go into that music. So whether it's writing songs for them, writing songs for either my husband or my kids, or whether it's planning ahead and like trying to like really like make sure that this thing works out, for them.
We do know you to leave your heart on a track.
Yes.
Nomvula
Yes.
still makes me cry.
Yes.
I'd like
Yes.
still makes me cry.
Yes.
What's your favorite song to perform?
I quite like a song called "Take Me to the Dance," which
Yes.
which was the title track of the last album that we put out 3.5 years ago.
I remember that. Do you what's your what's his face? Said maybe you're gonna be the one that
Oasis.
says Oasis. Thank you for coming through. When look at that, she's so smug. Like, yeah, that's what I do. I once interviewed them and
Really?
Yes.
No way.
And they weren't speaking, and they're brothers. So I had to interview them separately.
Oh.
One came in and I spoke to him, and when he was done, the other one walked in.
drama.
Bane drama,
Bane
babes. I was just
drama.
like, wow, this money is getting to you guys. And they were just like, oh, can you guys stop asking us to perform Wonderwall? It's enough now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I suppose Doobie Doo is that, but it can't be that. We love it.
I know.
And then,
I
why don't
know.
you just make different variations of it?
Ndoni. Or like a 12-track listing of like different versions.
Yeah.
Did you hear the news on the radio today?
You see,
Nah.
that sounds like Little Speak Back when Buzz was about to come behind and go,
Ewe.
people have decided
Exactly.
to
Oh, we should
honor."
collaborate with all of our favorite artists.
Exactly.
A Doobie Doo album.
Do something.
No.
Really?
I would.
Oh, come on. What about the Waka Waka song?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy performing that one? Because also that one is a classic, whether you like it or not. We hear that song
I
and we
actually
go,
really do enjoy it. Actually, in fact, one of your crew, as you know, is from Cameroon.
Yes.
And that song originated there, and it's like and it was so nice to hear him singing the version that he grew up hearing of that song. Yeah.
All
Very cool.
right.
Yeah.
So you and I have something in common. We lost our mothers, you earlier than me, but still we lost our mothers.
Ewe.
What's your system to continuously not be in the pain? Do you have a system? Especially now that you have kids, because you heightened, because your mom passed away when she was 28. So that's quite
30,
young, right?
38.
And, 38, sorry, 38. And you are turning 38.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's going to be a very big year for you in terms of growth and acceptance.
I can't even go there. It's just so, it's crazy.
But what's your system? Do you make sure you remember her every day? Do you write about her every day? Do you listen to songs that you've written about her? And how are you passing it on to your children?
Okay, that's good. I think, to be very honest with you, I think that I haven't really learned how, growing up, I didn't really learn how to deal with emotions. So what I would do is I would just like put it away, you know? So now in my 30s, I'm like learning to like figure out, oh, this is what I'm feeling, you know, like, am I feeling this? Oh, why do I want to eat, you know, that whole pizza? You know, why do I want to eat like that whole like chocolate cake? Am I feeling this? You know, why did this happen? It's like, oh my God, it's crazy. So my mom, a really cool you asked, like, how is she coming through with the kids? I have very few memories of my mom, but like one of the memories that I have is like, she was a teacher, my mom, and I remember once when she was sick, and she was in bed. I think she was pregnant. I think she was pregnant. We were in bed together, and she was teaching me how to color in between the lines. And I just really feel like that sense of just safety. And that's the kind of feeling that I carry across with me. So I remember her through being like that with my kids.
Yes, because we all have some safety net that your mom. For me, it was smelling her cooking. So when I'd wake up in the morning, I would know she's there.
Yeah.
Not because Brooke Benton was playing in the background, but because there was a smell of something being cooked, and I'm like, you know, mom is here.
Wow.
So so you're coloring in with your kids as well then?
I'm not necessarily coloring in with them, but I'm hugely tactile with them, and I like to keep them close to me, and they were always like in here.
Yeah.
In fact, the last performance that we did for K Day, there was in Cape Town. They came on stage with me, and they were like in.
Oh, really? So,
yeah, it was so
are they
cute.
at an age where they can see, oh, mom's a little famous?
Or something.
Or something.
You know, they don't know, like, famous. Yeah.
Maybe they think everyone's mom gets on stage and sings, right? So, what's that conversation going to be like one day?
It's just gonna be, you know, Mama does this and Tata does that, you know, and it's no more or less than anybody else's, you know, career or life choices.
I like that.
That was a cool thing that my dad passed on to me.
Really?
Was just a sense of like equality.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my dad treated and still treats everybody the same, you know, and he's just awesome.
That's why you've got
dad.
natural leadership skills. I don't think you know it, but I've watched you work with your band, and you not that you are the leader of the band, but you've got a very natural glue to you, where everyone feels very involved and very important. And I can tell that you now take it from your dad, now that you say that.
Yes.
So speaking of the band, you are going to perform something for us a little bit later.
Yes.
I'm excited. Album comes out 7th of April.
Correct.
Cannot wait.
And the album is called Can't Stop, because after 16 years of making music, we just can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Zolani Mahola is definitely one of the most vocally talented musicians produced on our very soil, and freshly ground in their 16th year in the industry is far from calling it quits. Later on in the show, you do not want to miss her performance of Black Girls. I love that song. So from one woman who has certainly expressed her individuality through her distinct eclectic style and look, we move to another woman whose presence in the fashion industry knows no bounds. On the other side of this, we get up close and personal with fashion designer Yasmin Furmie. Come back. Chikela. And we're back. Breaking the rules is the new cool. Whether you're wearing heels and socks, a jacket off the shoulder, or mismatched earrings, the out of the ordinary is the hallmark of the current fashion trend. With autumn here and winter slowly on its way, fashion magazines are already curating what's to come. Yasmin Furmie's story is fashion in an unusual force. From her modeling days in Sydney and Los Angeles to an involvement in social work projects and now a rising star figure on the South African fashion scene. Having collaborated with the label Misshape in 2014, Yasmin now co-owns CC, a shirt label, and was a judge on the reality TV show. Remember that show with Paul Moriarty? It was called Raw Sick. This dynamic social worker turned designer and fashion guru joins us now, and she just looks like a magazine. You just look like it, right?
Thank you, thank you. Well, with the help of lovely South African fashion designer that I'm wearing, yeah.
Okay, so this is going to sound very Joan Rivers of me, but who are you wearing?
Well, it's Tebe Magugu, one of my favorite fashion designers. Yeah, and I think he gets it right every collection that he puts out.
The construction on that shirt is something else, because I find people struggle to do shirts.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
It's the shoulder, it's
Shoulders,
this area here.
and the little details that he adds to it, and yeah. No, I think he gets it right, he gets the colors right. It's quite on trend, like, you know, we certainly know that this winter, this is what we're going to be wearing. Yeah,
So what is this winter? Is that the colors? Are we looking at purples, maroons?
Well, that's exactly the sort of eggplant, berry, but you know, we also talk about breaking rules. So yes, there are those prescriptions for what happens in winter.
Yeah.
You know, nice jewel colors, metallics. But if you want to, you can do what you like.
Yeah.
And that's certainly how I live, you know, my life.
Yes.
By breaking some of those rules.
I remember, I think it was Aspasia from Marie Claire. She said, fly the freak flag. She's like, if you're strange, that's the flag you must fly.
Absolutely.
But I want to go to the bare, you know, the basics of clothing, right? I believe there's a fundamental difference between style and fashion.
For sure.
Can you break down your definition of it to me?
Well, for me personally, style is what you use clothes to express who you are, how you feel, what you want to tell the world. So for me, for instance, where I am as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, and also as a person who doesn't tick any boxes.
Yeah.
I don't like to be boxed in by, you know, descriptions.
Yes.
So I do what I like.
Yes.
I don't follow the rules. I don't say, you know, when people say, when you in your 30s to 40s or 40s to 50s, this is how you must dress.
You know, you must wear white, beige, brown, and cream.
You know, match your shoes to your bag, you know, all that. No, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the type of mother, I go to my son's wardrobe, I go to my daughter's wardrobe. Oh. So, yeah. So that's what I do. So style basically is how you take what perhaps is fashionable at the time, or not, and how you put it together to express exactly who you are. And
fashion would be what's currently trending.
Exactly.
So a stylish person is one who knows how to mix their take and their pieces with what's currently on the racks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where does that come from? So I understand you were a model, but obviously something had to happen before you were a model. When you were growing up, where was the seed planted?
Probably from my father. He was a very stylish man.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I always remember him with, you know, beautiful jeans. His shoes were always perfect, and I think that's probably where I get it from as well. This love of shoes and sneakers. Always look good. And that's how I remember my father. So that has always stuck with me. Not that my mother wasn't stylish, but my father certainly had the greater role to play in that sort of way.
And where do you get the kind heart? Because
how do you know I have a kind heart?
Because you're a social worker. You don't just wake up and decide, I want to care about somebody else's problems more than my own.
I think I've always had that ability. Even today when I'm not professionally a social worker, people are drawn to me, discuss very personal things with me. I think I always had that knack. And knowing that when I was at school, I thought one of two helping professions I could go into was physiotherapy or in social work, but I wanted that sort of interface with people, talking at least about problems and trying to sort out issues with them. So that's what I went into. and enjoyed it. But that, you know, there are times in your life that you do certain things and times you move on from those things.
So how do you get to model in LA and Sydney?
Well, I moved to LA for an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I did.
Okay.
And so that sort of took me there, and then I thought, well, I have to do something. I can't work there, so I did some modeling there. And
were you aware that you were striking? Because you are very striking, right?
Well, you know, sometimes it's a difficult thing for somebody to just accept and say, yes, I am striking or whatever. I think as women, we don't want to always own that.
Yeah.
I think we're a bit scared to say, you know what, yes, I'm fine. But yeah, I think subconsciously you do, because then you go, okay, well, I can model, I can put myself out there. And so that's what I did. And I came to South Africa and decided, no, I want to get back into social work, and that's how then I went into social work again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so LA's ex-boyfriend, Sydney also another ex-boyfriend.
No, Sydney was family. We moved there as a family.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you say the fact that you are traveled also adds to your layers of understanding of fashion?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I've traveled a lot, and I think being exposed to different people, different cultures, I think it does help. But the essence is always there. I mean, you can travel and not have that, you know, ability to put things together, and that sort of, you'll never get that immersion from traveling. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm totally obsessed with, Yasmin, about you is the fact that, you know, where you are, and you are being called an up-and-coming, a rising designer. That's amazing. And you know, people who are watching, you could be 60, you could be 75. I want you to stress that you can still be new to something and reinventing and discovering yourself.
Absolutely. I think, a friend of mine said to me, you're a late bloomer. And I mean, that is true. Because I don't think people, you know, can conceive of where they can be and doing different things at a point in their lives. I mean, I had 2 children. I didn't ever think that I was going to be in the fashion space in such a
broad way.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, doing a line with my friend. Just magazines, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's about owning and also being in a space where you're mature, you're confident, and you can take on, you can see when something shifts, and you know that shift, you have to take the opportunity and grasp it and move with it. But you can do anything at any time.
Yeah. I think we're very obsessed with age, you know.
I think so.
I need to be accomplished at 30, you know. I need to be leading at 35. I need to be owning at 40. I need to be CEO at 50. So when I'm faced with something as amazing as your story, you know, I just want to take you and throw you at everyone and be like, look here.
But I think that's the way the world is going now. I mean, if you look at it, they certainly are looking at women who are older than the sort of norm where you have to be in fashion. You know, you're not the 20s and 30s. 40s, 50s, 60s are doing their thing in fashion now. And I think that's the way the world is going. In South Africa, we sort of on the back foot. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Because I think we are still youth obsessed.
Yeah, yeah.
But elsewhere, it's certainly happening for women my age, older. Yeah.
I'm glad you're at the forefront. Listen, she's a lover and purveyor of local fashion, as you can see, and obviously you can see looking hotter than ever. We continue this conversation with her right after this. So for Yasmin Furmie, the most notable trend is women owning their spaces, especially older women who no longer tick boxes as to where they fit in the world. She is most certainly one of these women whose motto, never act your age. If you just tuned in, we're in conversation with fashion icon Yasmin Furmie, and we're about to look at some of the fashion trends for the upcoming seasons. But before we do that, because we've discussed the color, you know, the burgundies, you said the brinjal with a bit of orange and all of that. I've always had a question, and sadly, the only place I've ever found the answer is in a movie, The Devil Wears Prada, right? So I'm going to play this clip and then you and I are going to discuss it. Please roll it.
You go to your closet and you select, I don't know, that lumpy blue sweater, for instance, because you're trying to tell the world that you take yourself too seriously to care about what you put on your back. But what you don't know is that that sweater is not just blue, it's not turquoise, it's not lapis, it's actually cerulean. And you're also blithely unaware of the fact that In 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of cerulean gowns. And then I think it was Yves Saint Laurent, wasn't it, who showed cerulean military jackets. I think we need a jacket here. And then cerulean quickly showed up in the collections of 8 different designers. And then it filtered down through the department stores and then trickled on down into some tragic casual corner where you no doubt fished it out of some clearance bin. However, that blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs. And it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when, in fact, you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
I think that's the most poignant part in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Which is what I want to ask you. Who decides what is going to be trendy? Who decides what is going to be fashion? Where is this room?
There's this sort of mythical creature that says,
right?
You're wearing blue this season.
It shall be purple.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are these trend forecasting agencies, and they're huge. They have huge pool as to what goes out.
Yeah.
They do, you know, people work for them writing trend forecasts years in advance as to what is going to happen. Lee Edelkoort, you know, the GSN agency.
Yeah.
They certainly will talk about the trends, what, you know, like brinjals are in, berries are in,
moonbags,
leopard prints, exactly, fanny packs or whatever it is, socks and shoes. So they already put it out there in little bits. You'll see it coming out in, you know, and then designers will go to these agencies and see what's going on, bring it out, and then of course that clip comes very much into play as to, you know, you really didn't choose that. And I guess that goes to then where your individual style will come into play, and not just to copy and paste a color that somebody says this is what is happening for that season.
I suppose what I'm also trying to get to is the fact that there is business in fashion. And as much as we'd like to think it's just arty, running in a field, you know, your inspiration, what comes to you at night, then you put it on paper, there's business to fashion. And as a fashion designer, there's a certain level of business that you have to conform to.
That's true. Well, firstly, I'm not the design part of the team because I didn't go to school and I won't call myself a designer, but I'm a creative partner in that process. My friend Cynthia Ali is the designer. We put all our ideas together. She will put that process onto paper and we will, you know, write it off and say this is what we are doing together. So I just want to get that.
I hear you, but it's exactly what I'm saying, because there's always a collaboration happening when it comes to it. You know, it's not Marc Jacobs doing it all by himself. You know, there's a collaboration. He's got, you know, a 19-year-old who he says, you know, this is the kind of jacket I want to do, and the 19-year-old says, yeah, well, we'd like to wear it like this, and then that's where he goes. This is what I want to stress, is that outside of the age thing that you and I touched on earlier, there's also this glorifying of I did it by myself, you know, I'm a one-man shop, you know, and I just think it's such a dangerous...
Absolutely, it's such a team effort.
Yeah.
I mean, with everybody, if you take just what we do with our shirts, it's Cynthia and I doing the thing together, but we get influenced by our children. You know, she has 2 daughters who are extremely fashionable and who say what they like, you know, perhaps don't do this time, you know, let her show more skin or whatever the case is. So we take all that into account. You never just sit there in a bubble coming up with something. You're influenced by a whole lot of things around you.
And I suppose if you want everything around you to be consuming your product, you better be influenced by it.
Absolutely.
You better be influenced by it.
Yeah, you have to listen to what people want.
What will you never wear again?
Probably very short shorts.
Well, you know, it looks like you could.
Well, yeah, I probably could, but nah, I don't like the look.
What should every woman have in her closet, wardrobe?
A great pair of shoes.
A great pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Great.
A good, you know, a good quality, unusual. It can put a very simple outfit onto another level. Yeah.
And outside of color, coming out of autumn into winter, what should we have?
A fabulous oversized coat, probably with different prints on it. I'd also say a really nice dress, lots of ruffles. Ruffles are big for this winter.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd say that.
Do you know what I find dangerous when it comes to fashion and style? Is that, let's go to 20 years ago, the distance between me and a celebrity and their fashion was, you know, it was long.
Yes.
I'd have to perhaps go buy a U magazine and then go to the last page and then see it and then take it to my designer, you know, or the lady down the road who cuts clothes and she makes it for us. Now, it's a 5 minute.
Absolutely.
It's a 5 minute transaction. It's a 5 minute thought, right? But I can't be dressing like somebody whose job is to be in music videos, in TV shows, if I'm working at a bank, you know?
Yeah.
Do you not find that the lines are blurry in terms of, you know, what you, like the spiked heels that were big in the Gaga phase?
Yes.
If you're working as an investment banker...
That's not what's going right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think what's happening right now is that fashion has become quite utilitarian. So a lot of people, well, it's got a lot of uses. A lot of people can use it in different spaces.
Okay, yes, yeah.
I mean, if you know, an investment banker can certainly wear what I'm wearing and put a blazer over it.
Yes.
Perhaps not the mules, have another shoe on. You can certainly work with fashion and pieces in ways that can translate from one business to another.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
At least that's what I think. For me, it's never that you have to wear, you know, black skirt and a black, jacket.
But we shouldn't be wearing leotards. Yasmin, what a pleasure. I think you're an absolute delight. And your shirts, it's a range of white shirts.
It's a range of white shirts. We do very different white shirts for all shapes and sizes. And the two of us do it together, and it's been a sellout success.
It's called Sissy.
It's called Sissy.
Listen, there is a floor-length white shirt that has got my name on it. A special thanks to Yasmin Furmie for finding the time to be on the show. If you're looking for an image transformation, watch the space. Keep watching Real Talk. You stand a chance of getting an image transformation, basically a makeover from one of the major stylists in the country. We'll see you after the break. And for the last time this week, welcome back to Real Talk. We've been talking music, fashion, trends, but if there is one trend that is close to our hearts, it's an initiative in the heart of Soweto, Cycle Tours, encouraging healthy living whilst giving you a taste of Soweto. Listen, if you have people who are visiting from Durban and Cape Town and Kimberley and they're coming to see you in Joburg and they're like, what are you doing in Joburg for fun? Take them to this. Soweto, Vilekazi Street, a bustling hub of activity, history and entertainment. It's also where Mpumelelo Mtintso and his team run Pookie from. A novel concept that incorporates education and tourism. Sowetans and tourists are definitely warming up to these adventures.
I am the founder of Pookie, and Pookie started 2 years ago when we saw the need to improve young adults' lives, basically through cycling and reading. So what we do is we give bicycle experiences in and around Soweto, showcasing Soweto and telling Soweto stories. In 2006, during February, the Fees Must Fall campaign was a hot topic in the country. So I wanted to contribute positively. So then I thought we can bring change through cycling and reading. The activities that we have in Pookie is walking tours, and then we have bicycle tours. We also have wall climbing activities. We have some beer tasting, the local beer. Soweto has its own beer. And we also do a bit of hiking, you know. So at Soweto, when we see a bit of a hill, for us that's hiking. You don't really have to be fit. We don't even race when we're cycling, you know. It's just cruising, enjoying the Soweto view on a bicycle. The bicycle dates package was introduced last year in November. We thought, let's introduce the bicycle dates package because first and foremost, no one comes for a bicycle tour in Orlando alone. You know, you always bring a friend or a partner. So basically what we're trying to achieve with bicycle dates, the package, is to say couples must come out and do something different. Let's stop the candlelight dinner. You know, let's do something different. Let's be active, you know, as couples.
Craft beer tasting is a favorite on the tours to quench everyone's thirst after cycling through the streets.
We've been having like a great experience. It has been like a pleasant experience for us using a sim bike. We had like a walking tour firstly, which was a more educational tour because we get to know more about Soweto and what happened during 1976. That was like that's one experience like I cannot exchange for anything. And yeah, so far like we having a good time.
I like the way benza ngakhona izinto eSoweto. Ukuthi ukwazi ukuhlangana nabantu, to know history yaseSoweto. Ngingathanda nokuthi nabanye abantu bangeza bazo experience.
What I'm hoping to achieve is getting the youth to be active, getting the youth to read, you know, to bring back the reading culture, you know, to get everyone at least to read one book in 2 months. It doesn't have to be in a month. You don't have to put so much pressure on yourself, but at least in 2 months to get someone to read at least a book.
A simple but innovative idea. Whoever said learning about our history is a bore must go to the Pookie Cycling and Educational Tour. Look them up. We say bravo. So that's another week done of Real Talk. Thank you for being in our company with our guest, Yasmin Furmie, as well as Zolani Mahola. Freshly Ground's 7th studio album is titled Can't Stop. And boy, is it good to have them back. Here, back to perform their first single off the offering. It's called Black Goals. Give it up for Zolani Mahola.
Here's Black Girls by Freshly Ground 2018. Here we go now, girls. Hands in the air. All my girls with their hands in the air. Straight back pony or curling your hair. Nod your head if you know what it is. Yes, I know what it is. All my girls with the world in their heads. Bright-eyed, quick-tongued, everything there. Recognize what time that it is. Yes, I know what it is. Girl, they said you had to fake it to be somebody. I know they told you you would never make it. But I know you won't sit down and take it. Oh, you grab that mold and have to break it. Oh, black girls be like, oh, we just wanna rock. Black girls be like, all over this thing. Black girls be like, no, we don't wanna stop. We made this thing happen. I see you hanging on the corner. What you waiting for? Don't be afraid to come on over. Be who you is. I see you hanging on the corner. Pick your head up, be assured the world is gonna be your soldier. Oh, black girls be like, oh, we just wanna rock. Black girls be like, oh, over this thing. Black girls be like, no, we don't wanna stop. We made this thing happen. Do you wanna come up? 'Cause we're gonna get down, down. Do you wanna come up? Yeah, what you waiting for? Do you wanna come up? Because we're gonna get down, down. Do you wanna come up? Oh, black girls, hands up, isn't the bezel. Sugar me some more. Hands up, isn't the bezel. Now, what you waiting for? Hands up, isn't the bezel. Sugar me some more. Hands up, isn't the bezel. Well, black girls be like, oh, we just wanna rock. Black girls be like, oh, over this thing. Black girls be like, no, we don't wanna stop. We made this thing. Hey, 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 black girls be like, oh, we just wanna rock. Black girls be like, oh, over this thing. Black girls be like, no, we don't wanna stop.